In a world where there are more superhero shows than ever before, and a lot of them are actually pretty good, one show dares to buck the trend by being completely terrible, but refuses to die despite declining ratings. Gotham seeks to remind you of an era when this stuff was just awful.
How?
How?
Arigato, sensei.
It's gonna be happening!
I don't know. Kinda opens up the room.
Now one lobster will pay another guy he met in college to experience the worst superhero television series ever made. He will pay him minimum wage to see how many episodes of Gotham he can endure. How long will his buddy Zavule last before the show breaks him and he quits? Tune in now to find out in the Gotham Endurance Challenge.
You gotta love to be gone back yet. Lobster's a 10 out of the don't you grab it.
Welcome to Lobster Magnet and Friend, or Lobster Magnet's Review the Channel. We are here for episode 2 of the Gotham Endurance Challenge. Now, Zavule, you've done a very impressive run in Gotham. Your first controllers should be there by tomorrow. So originally you were a defender of Gotham. So
You can see how many fucks I give. I literally just rolled out of bed. I haven't bothered showering. I haven't bothered putting on like anything other than pajamas. I kind of hate this show right now. Like 20 episodes in.
So you went from episode 8 and you went a complete 360 to where now it's actually an endurance challenge.
Oh, yeah. I would not be watching this if you were not buying me shit. My god.
So
fucking
give us...
Dollmaker was the stupidest fucking shit I've ever fucking seen. Oh my god, I'm so angry. I don't understand why Fish Mooney, like, created this convoluted plan to escape where it's like, okay, but first, I have to gain everyone's trust, and then, after I gain everyone's trust, I have to, like, hold a guard hostage because they've shown so much regard for human life in this place you're stuck in, and then I have to go meet with the fucking manager and then stab my own eye out. I mean, look, you were able to get your hands on a weapon or something. Just take the manager hostage. Jesus Christ. And then after that, it's like they gave her a new eye. It's like, but it's like, okay, the manager's like, okay, option 1, we just like kill everyone down there. I mean, you could just tear gas them. That is not exactly a hard option. Option 2, we just take your eyes and dump you back down there. Like, I mean, she just stabbed herself in the eye and passed out. She did like half your job for you.
But well,
I could come on, just go the rest of the way, slit her throat, and then just come back there, just dump her body back there. Like, there you go. So, just letting you know, anyone who like fucks with us, this is what happens.
But Zavule, it's a comic book show. It's like reading a comic book, right?
Yeah, and I'll be honest here. I was thinking like, okay, this isn't so bad. This is like the kind of C plus writing that you get out of like, I don't know, Marvel, like your generic Marvel property, your generic DC property most of the time. Like this is like hitting the point where it's like, so you've accidentally created Batman 66 and you are 100% convinced that you have the Killing Joke on your hands.
Yes.
Okay, that's basically where we were. All right, I'm just looking at this going, all right, this is what? This is maybe like Court of Owls level shit. This isn't terrible, but It's not the best stuff you've ever done, but it's watchable. It's readable, you know. But now all of a sudden it's just like, what? But what did you do to this? What the fucking god damn it? Anyway, just back to the Fish Mooney bullshit, which I'm still just bafflingly furious about. Like, I just don't understand who ran this by the writer's room and they went, yes, she should stab her own eye out, and this should actually work as a plan. You see someone do that, and usually, like, in any halfway decent movie, that's when they, like, oh man, that was a badass way to die, because she was, like, totally convinced. It's like, fuck you, I'm not gonna let you take my body. It's like, okay, cool. So she's dead now, but that was a pretty bitch-ass way to go out.
But no,
also,
Gotham had
why do
other
they need the
plans.
bodies fresh? I don't understand. There's no reason for that. Like, organ donation is a thing. They use corpses.
Because they did
I mean, quite
evil
frankly,
genetic... Didn't they have that, like, freaky guy who was, like, the man's head on the woman's body?
well, yeah, but I mean, quite frankly, if you really want to go nuts with this, and since it's already a fucking comic book movie, I mean, why don't you just bring them all in, sedate them, lobotomize them so they can't move, you know, or like want to move, or any of the above, and then basically just hook them up to life support. I mean, they're basically brain dead in a coma. The bodies are still fresh. You're feeding them intravenously.
Because
There's no chance of angry revolt.
Because this is Gotham. Gotham is a universe where Somali pirates inhabit the bay so they can kidnap people to bring them to the Dollmaker's evil dungeon.
Yeah, that's the other thing I'm just absolutely flummoxed and angry about, is just like, okay, you can see Gotham receding in the background. You want to, like, everything's fine. We're out to sea, and out of fucking nowhere, pirates. Fucking pirates.
And they have that incredible scene where, like, Fish Mooney's like, ah, and she does, like, a Super Saiyan battle charge to, like, the Somali pirate, and they look like they know each other, like this is, like, some long-fated meeting.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, who the fuck is that? Why didn't he just shoot her? I mean, I guess the reason he just... Also, if you're gonna be doing that, why wouldn't you just give the Somali pirates trank guns?
Because it's cooler to have that scene where, like, you know, the guy charges.
If your fucking goal is fresh bodies, and that's what you get paid for, every time you shoot someone, that's literally money out of your pocket. Trank dart a motherfucker.
Well,
Get your hands on a bunch of flashbangs and other less than lethal weapons and use those. God damn it.
Then you don't have the scene where
That's another good question.
Yep.
Like, back in the basement, it's like, oh, we could just kill everyone down there. It would be inconvenient. Like, I mean, they're unarmed. Just roll tear gas into a confined area and then go in with gas masks and either tasers or, you know, rubber bullets. Some people might die, but most of your stock will be okay.
Well,
and
the most
you
baffling
will
thing
save your guard.
About, like, you know, the Fish Mooney storyline, it's like a very simple idea. Okay, Fish Mooney's been stripped down to nothing. Now we're gonna see that she's, like, such a charismatic badass that she takes control of the situation and, you know, leads a revolt. Okay, that's not super original, but you can accept that as, like, a, you know, C storyline. But at every point of the way, they make all the, like, the weirdest choices. We're like,
the stupidest decisions I have ever seen on both sides of the coin. Both Fish Mooney and the fucking doll maker. It's just like watching to see who is the most incompetent. It's like, all right, I'll go back down there. Are you fucking kidding me? That's okay. I gave you your eye back. Why? All right, we're back down there. Here's 2 people back. Are you fucking shitting me?
And then let's not forget about the part where like Fish Mooney has like more
back out.
has like more guards like standing around, and like, you know, she could like rush the guards, but then her genius solution is like, we're gonna kill the people because that's how evil I am.
Oh my god, I completely blocked that out.
How can you forget about that?
I had a small aneurysm over that. I was so angry. The dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. It's like, come on, it's 5 armed guards. Yes, they have guns, but they've already shown that they need you for stuff. So I guess apparently you're not expendable enough that they want to kill you? I mean, unless they have rubber bullets, but in that case, I mean, why wouldn't they just start shooting?
Honestly, you know, the easy solution would have just been to have like Fish Mooney throw a person at the guard, and then they like you know, shoot him as like a human shield, and then the rest just like, you know, bum rush them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, I kind of thought that knife would play more of a role, where it's just like, we could shoot you where you stand, and then she just like, yeah, okay, and just like flips the knife out and just like throws it and just sticks the guy in the throat, and then they just bum rush the guards, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, we've got like 4 assault rifles, a shotgun, and the keys.
Yeah, it was a really dumb wheel spinning waste of time. But you know,
So fucking stupid.
but that's not the best that Gotham has to offer. We had so many like good morsels. Like, what did you think about the scene where Gordon uses a snake to solve a crime?
Yeah, if you weren't basically paying me to watch this, that's where I would have just turned it off. This show has gotten so fucking dumb so fast that there's just stuff that I probably will not remember, that we probably just won't cover because it's fucking stupid. That fucking snake was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever fucking seen. One, apparently it's cold enough for you assholes to be wearing coats. If you're wearing coats, that means cold-blooded creatures are gonna be just as lazy as they fucking can. Why? Oh wait, they don't generate their own body heat. You fucking asshole.
But it's a comic book! The snake has psychic powers!
I hate you. I hate you so much.
And what do you think now that you finally got to see
the... like, the first 8 episodes were pretty watchable. Okay, it's not my fault that this fucking property just threw itself off a cliff.
It's just... Now you get what I mean. You know, it's Batman 66, but it thinks it's the Killing Joke.
Okay, we'll just let the snake out and they'll find the person. I mean, if it's that fucking cold out, the snake will probably just slither towards the warmest thing it can find. Or if it's really cold out, it probably won't move. You assholes.
No.
I really want to know. Like, I just really want to know. It's like, I feel like someone in the writer's room is like, you know, I heard snakes have a great sense of smell. Yeah, okay, he can totally track him down. And just like, no one passed fucking like high school biology.
I feel like it's almost like that famous line in like China, you know, hey Jake, it's Chinatown. And that like whenever someone like tries to pull up like
except I'm not in the fucking movie. I'm not in the fucking movie, okay? So it's not a long-running commentary on the corruption and horror that is, like, Los Angeles in, like, the 1930s, maybe 40s? I think 30s, because there was a Biscuit newspaper article. But, so, 30s. So it's like this, like, long-standing, it's Chinatown, you can't do anything about it, everything's terrible and corrupt. Just look away, man. Just look away. No. I have to watch this, motherfuckers. Okay? So, you want to see, hey, Scott, it's Gotham. Okay? All I fucking need is us to just be watching as, I don't know, some asshole stroking a pig is responsible for, like, killing half the writing staff.
So what do you think now that you finally got to see the pig in context?
How did you fuck that up so bad? the fucking scene with like the actual pigs and like the guy in like the butcher's apron and the pig mask and like the meat cleaver. It's like that could have been creepy. That could have been really creepy. Like there's like an entire fucking game around like how creepy it is to have like pig things running around.
You thinking
Like,
about Amnesia, a game or a machine for pigs or something?
Yeah. Like it's like it is provable. That shit could be creepy. But no. You had to start it off with this guy holding a baby pig.
He holds the baby pig and then he strokes it menacingly. Just like...
It's like, and I'm just sitting there like, what the tits? What the actual god fucking? Okay, sure. And then they like cut to the other thing. It's like, why didn't you lead with this? Why didn't you just lead with this? Also, I fucking love the fact that it's like, I have a pig, and the guy freaks out and runs, and their plan to capture them has like basically nothing to do with the fucking pig. And it's just some jackass in a ski mask that just runs up and tases him.
It does make you wonder, what was the point of the pig anyway?
Like if you're gonna do that, just show someone like tasing him. Okay, that's kind of creepy. It's like, oh, they're taking him alive. What do they want him for? Oh shit, that's just fucking weird, man. Like that could have been easy. They could have completely removed the fucking baby pig. Nothing's gonna be creepy with a baby pig in it. Nothing.
No. It just becomes this like random like WTF moment, and then they have that like musical sting where it's like bum jum bum 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 bum. It's just... And I still imagine the Gotham writers' room and someone like, opened up their Word document and then wrote in the action description, strokes pig menacingly.
I'll be honest here. I am furious that people are getting paid for this. If anyone out there is watching this who actually has any kind of power, this is terrible. I promise I could do a better job if you hire me. I 100% promise. If I'm lying, you can kill me. You can literally just kill me. In fact, I will kill myself if I can't do a better job than that. You won't have to worry about it.
And do you love it how, like, originally it started like, this is the beginning of all of Batman's villains, but you can already see that they're, like, running on fumes?
Which I don't understand. Like, you have, like, tons of good shit you can go through. Look, the police procedural stuff is probably the best shit that this show has going for it right now. That's like C writing. It's basically like Law and Order. Every once in a while, some jackass in a fucking mask runs by on the screen screaming.
Pretty much.
But like, that's the best part of your show. And oh my god, the fucking romantic like tie-ins and shit are just awful. Oh god.
Do you like Barbara Gordon?
Oh my god, she's just terrible. She's fucking terrible.
She's just...
I'm just sitting there like going like, what? Why are you giving like everyone the crazy eyes? And I guess apparently it's because she turns into like a serial killer later or something.
Yeah, you'll get to that soon enough. Like after they do their 50 Shades of Grey rip-off storyline with the ogre, which is like
I kind of noticed that.
And it feels like the most derivative, like, you can tell that, like, the show thinks it's being really provocative. It's like, oh my god, he's got a torture dungeon. This is so messed up. It's like we're making Seven for network television.
Oh, God.
So much so that we're gonna, like, not give this guy, like, one, but we're gonna give him two. We're gonna give him, like, 3 episodes.
Yeah, I'm not saying with Barbara need just, like, stay home and bake cookies and just like be generic and boring, but this is probably the stupidest fucking storyline that you could have had. I was honestly kind of hoping that they would like do something interesting with character development where it's like, okay, so she's really messed up. She is like clearly suffered from some kind of like post-traumatic stress disorder because of her capture and like potential torture at the hands of Zaz. Like, all right, this is kind of cool. She goes back to the person she knows. She like, oh no, she's falling back into like drinking and drugs. There's probably gonna have to be like some sort of like reconciliation because she leaves like, we're not good for each other. or like Montoya's like, we're not good for each other, and she freaks out. She like goes back to Jim, and Jim's like, you need to go to rehab because this is not sustainable. And Montoya's probably right. And also, I guess you were cheating on me. But either way, I guess I forgive you, but also you need to go to rehab right now.
God, that Montoya storyline was also pretty stupid too, where it's just sort of like, ooh, we have lesbians, we're edgy, and then there's really no reason as to why they're like bad for each other. They just sort of like say it, we're bad for each other, we do drugs.
I was gonna say, I think that is the reason, is Montoya was an alcoholic, and Barbara, it was like hinted, is like a recovering alcoholic, and or like some kind of like recovering drug addict. And once they got back together, like all of a sudden they're like taking pills and
I don't think it was like ever really justified. It was just sort of like,
it kind of was, but in like the laziest way possible. But I mean, if they really wanted to do that, they should have just like jumped in with both feet, just like plunged like way into the deep end of like post-traumatic stress disorder and like all that good shit. Instead, they just like, okay, so you started having a lot of sex and then doing a lot of drugs, I guess. Got the person who was like instigated this, like, okay, this is really not okay. It's like that Rick and Morty episode where it's like, I need to go because this is not good. We are terrible for each other. And then your response to that isn't like, oh no, I'm unlovable, or I've pushed the only person away who was good for me, and maybe I should seek therapy and like have like some kind of touching, like work through it romantic thing that would kind of justify why Jim Gordon named his daughter after you. But instead, it's just like, I'm gonna give everyone the crazy eyes,
and I'm gonna let
the worst person ever. I'm pretty much like the personification of every entitled, terrible white girl on Twitter. It's like, also mixed with like, oh crap, what the fuck was his name? The fucking character from American Psycho.
Oh, Patrick Bateman.
Yeah, it's like also mixed with Patrick Bates. Because I'm just giving the camera this face all the time.
Did you love the scene where she like goes insane, or when she has like the little girls, the Ivy and whatchamacallit, Catwoman, just hanging out in her apartment?
Yeah, that's also what I was just baffled about, is just like, she shows up and it's like, okay, so apparently 2 people have broken into my apartment and are living here. Hey, where's Jim? Jim hasn't been here for like weeks. Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna start eating cereal on the couch with 2 people I don't know. I mean, Gotham is a relatively safe city. I'm sure they're perfectly normal.
And, well, all right, so...
I'm sure they won't try to kill me in my sleep.
While you were, like, watching these episodes in the past few days, you, like, gave me some IM messages. I want to, like, read these for the people. Ugh!
Sure.
How are you getting up? You were stabbed in the chest! Alfred!
Okay.
Why is Fish not dead? Why did they give her a new gun? Oh my god! That scream was almost Hellman's scream. The terrible fucking CGI. Ugh! This is so dumb! The fucking basement. Why was there not a riot? Just why? Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. Why has no one reported the murder pirates menacing Gotham's Bay Area? Why is she still wearing a head wrap? First I thought it was a towel from when she showered. I guess it's a fashion statement? And now we're back to the police procedural shit. It feels like I'm watching a weird episode of Law & Order. How are you up and around, Alfred? What the dicks? Ugh! And now it's getting dumb.
Yeah, I was just really furious over the fucking... It's like, okay, you stabbed him in the chest. Okay, that's gonna be like probably like a month of recovery time. That was just like right in the gut. Okay, that's gonna cause all kinds of. How are you up already? What the fuck? What the goddamn fuck?
It's a comic book. What does it matter?
You're just gonna keep throwing that.
I'm gonna throw that to you so much. What does it matter? It's a comic book. It doesn't matter if it's a comic book. You can have anything.
Like, fuck you. There's a level of shit I'm willing to accept out of my comic book fare. Okay, but Jesus Christ, come on, fucking god damn it. There's a difference between a halfway decently written comic book and just whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah, from like those early 90s like Predator comics where they have like those self-serious voiceovers and they think they're much smarter. And you can tell it's like written by this guy who like wanted a screenwriting career in Hollywood but could never get it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And what do you think of the reveal with Joker being Jerome, or maybe not, or who knows?
I don't fucking know, man. I'm still kind of pissed about that whole Dick Grayson thing.
What about the Dick Grayson pissed you off?
The fucking flying Graysons, like, Jesus Christ. Like, come on, I get it. Okay, we're basically doing Law and Order. And then it's like, we're doing Law and Order with clowns! Great. Yeah, no, you were so desperate for material that you just had to drag the fucking flying Graysons in and give them some sort of, I guess, weird Hatfield feud shit going on for reasons, and I guess the circus still stays together even though you guys fucking hate each other. I don't know why, and
because you gotta
that
explain
guy's a psychopath.
And you gotta explain where it all comes from, man. You gotta know where Robin came from.
Also, I just want to point out that they have done the, like, weird father-son twists, like, twice now.
What was the first time?
Once with Jerome, where it's like, I'm your father all this time, and your mom's terrible, and she was, like, having sex with everyone, and making you listen to it through the door while yelling at you to do the dishes, and that's why you're crazy and probably gonna be the Joker or some bullshit. And then the second one with the ogre, where it's like, you're like weirdly deformed, and then your dad loved you, but then your mom was leading you on the entire time. She's a terrible person, and told you she wasn't married to her, I guess, butler, manservant, whatever the fuck, and you got angry and killed her. So like, this has been twice now. You've gotten this weird, like, and then I killed my mom because she's a terrible mom or mother figure because she's a terrible person, and my dad and or not dad covered for me.
Huh. I didn't even catch it that they were so lazy that they reused that storyline twice.
Yeah, basically. Like, there's a different coat of paint on it, but it's the same fucking it's the same fucking thing.
I forgot about that entirely. Oh god! And did you like how they like tried to use like Johnny Cash music to like class up the electrocutioner? That was like, I think, the beginning when you started to realize that, like, Gotham was going downhill, where they have the electrocutioner and then Gordon beats him by like throwing water at him.
Yeah. I mean, fucking yeah. I kind of, this was kind of the point where it's like, okay, all right, this isn't quite as good as it was, but hey, we're getting into superhero territory, and that's kind of cool. Crazy assholes. I mean, let's be honest here, elemental powers on a supervillain never really go anywhere interesting. But hey, let's see where this goes. And then he just like runs up and it's like, Meh! Water. Are you serious? You know all this shit about electricity and can make like some sort of like electromagnetic gauntlets and just be able to like Palpatine zap people in the face and all this good shit. And you forgot to insulate all your equipment. What happens when it rains, Dick Lord?
Cause, I don't know, I guess he just assumes he's like, doesn't have to do things when it's raining. So you saw like what I thought was like the only good episode of Gotham, the only episode that like indicated the Red Hood. What did you think of like what I think is the only decent episode? And like the reason why I think the Red Hood was like a decent thing is because like it implies that like Gotham's this crazy corrupt city, and it shows how like these totems, these shamanistic symbols of like, you know, just like a Red Hood can, you know, make someone more than what they are. And, you know, you could see how that would like evolve into supervillains and vigilantes.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Like all of the stuff that they did, like the Executioner could have been decent if they'd done it a little better. The Red Hood was a pretty good example of what you could have been doing with this series. I still think that Oswald Cobblepot could have been a really, really fascinating example of how this city kind of works, except they ended up with him holding a fucking idiot ball for like multiple seasons, or like multiple episodes, because he goes from, I can manage a restaurant, like just like, here's a restaurant, go nuts, kid, and he like manages it for
Moroni, right?
Moroni, and like seems to have no problems with this. He gets people in, like has everything like being stocked and everything. It's not like they're just like, well, here's a restaurant, have someone else do everything for you. It's like, no, apparently he's managing the fucking restaurant and doing a good enough job that Moroni isn't like threatening him with murder and will actually listen to him when he like does stuff, and is enough of an asset that he just doesn't murder him when he goes like, by the way, I used to work for Fish Mooney. Like, all right, that was I'll throw that down as a calculated gambit, and maybe not the smartest move ever. All right, but then out of nowhere, it's like, okay, cool, here's your nightclub. I get a nightclub, yay! And then it's like, okay, cool, so you already know how to manage a restaurant, and you're really famous for the Iceberg Lounge. Okay, cool. You're going to turn this around and make even more money than Fish Mooney. How did you completely forget how to manage an entertainment venue?
He puts his little mom to sing as a lounge singer.
It's like, look, you were managing like an upscale restaurant. You were doing really well at it. How did you fuck the nightclub up?
Because, I don't know, you could argue that, like, you know, oh, he isn't quite the Penguin yet, even though he's got the hat, the umbrella, he's got the nickname, he's known as the Penguin, he's got the crooked nose.
Yeah, I don't care, because maybe he's not the Penguin yet, but he was still able to manage, like, an actual, like, venue where they serve food and drink and everything, and it's so, you know, the fuck. Like, he remodeled everything, it looked nice, he feel like he was doing good, it was working out well. And then just apparently he just shat his brains out and just like sat there and went, maybe I should have my mom sing. Everyone would love that. Like, wait, you have no idea what you're doing, but you already knew what you were doing. Fuck you.
I don't know, you could argue that, like, the club's very different than a restaurant. A restaurant's far more basic. So yeah, the Penguin was your favorite part, and I assume he still is kind of your favorite part, but like you feel like even that's like kind of waning.
Not really anymore. He's been holding the idiot ball so fucking much. I will say the only thing I actually liked in like the more recent episodes where they were trying to crush him with the in the car compactor.
Oh yeah, and how does he get out of that? That was like an okay scene.
He calls the person who was operating the car crusher because he sees the billboard with the number on it, and calls that and basically goes, "I work for Don Falcone. Yeah, Fish Mooney Moroni is telling you to do this, but Don Falcone is basically in charge of the city. So if you kill me, he's gonna skin your fucking family. So let me the fuck go." Like, I feel like that was in character. There was no, like, amazing feats of physical strength. It was basically all just him putting shit together under pressure. And, like, that is a cool example of, like, how his character works. And what you should be doing with him, rather than, like, have him, like, just grip the idiot ball with both hands and just start bashing himself in the face with it.
And do you love the constant build-up? Oh, there's a war in Gotham. Gotham's gonna explode. The gang war is just gonna come and it's gonna destroy everything.
Fuck you. But yeah, so yeah, like the Red Hood, Cobblepot in the first few episodes. Like, these are all really cool examples of what you could have been doing. with this show and like how it could have worked out really well, but like, even the electrocutioner like could have been done well if his character were written more smartly. I just fuck.
Yeah. It's like Gotham
Even
always
even
like takes the worst and weirdest
like
choice.
even though Red Hood, I have problems with.
What do you have the problems with the Red Hood?
Okay, so with the Red Hood, like the big reveal at the end, it's like, these were all just regular to be a baker, man. Just wanted to be a baker, but the fucking banks turned him down. And I'm like, okay, this could have been actually a really cool twist, especially with the way that a lot of the characters just throwing money around. And like it was interesting just having this like basically shamanic totems being passed back and forth. It was kind of cool. But the guy they chose to like do that reveal was probably the worst fucking person
Out of like their little
basically,
gang.
yeah, like the short, squat, older dude. He's like, I just wanted to be a baker, man. You killed a motherfucker in cold blood.
He was the least sympathetic out of all the gang members.
Yeah. He was basically like, he was like the biggest, most obvious, like, how could you throw that money to people? You take it out of your cut, motherfucker. But like, whoever has the hood, I should lead. Like, fine, I'm leading, bitch. And then it's like, I just want to be a baker, man. Like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure if you just wanted to be a baker and we're just doing this out of like panic necessity, shooting a motherfucker in the chest just because, that doesn't really track with me.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's very, very out of character.
I mean, even if it just like degenerated into a brawl and just like punch the guy, and it's like, fine, I'm the Red Hood now. Meh. But no. Like I guess I could have even accepted it where it's like maybe one of the other gang members shot him, and then it's like, well, I'm the leader now, and then like we kind of find out later that like the older bald dude just like, I just wanted to be a baker, and then just kind of gets like caught up in this internal struggle where like maybe the first person who shot him for the hood, like nobody really likes that guy, and like everybody else was just doing this out of desperation, and that guy is like, no, it's like maybe we should be throwing money to everyone, and like that guy's like, no, I'm the Red Hood now, fuck you, and they like shoot him because like they feel like he's being too corrupt or something, and then they're like, well, fine, I'm gonna wear the fucking hood now, bitch. And he's like, I'm gonna like, we're gonna be robbing rich people, we're also gonna be throwing money at everyone. Meh. It's like if you want them to be sympathetic, don't also write them as cold-blooded killers with nothing to lose, and that be the first thing you see.
Yeah,
because you killed like the most sympathetic person right off the bat, and then everyone else was basically, it's like we didn't really get enough story or enough information where it's like, yeah, they're really trapped by circumstance or anything. We just get like this one-off liner. It's like, I wanted to be a baker.
Well, that's Gotham in a nutshell for you, kid. So let's get to the endurance level. Like, I don't know if you remember the episodes well enough, if you can assign them each an individual endurance score. But it's
8.
you're collectively at an 8 right now.
Every time it flashed to the Fish Mooney thing, it became a 9. The police procedurals were around like a 6, because I mean that's basically like watching a Law and Order. It's on in the background, just kind of like talking to you while you like
do
eat
other
dinner
shit
or like talk online or something. But it's kind of comforting. It's not that bad.
Harvey Bullock is kind of charming at moments.
Oh Jesus Christ! They have. I want to know. I want to talk to whoever decided to write Edward Nygma.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about nice guy Nygma.
Like, look, you want to write somebody that's kind of weird and socially awkward. That's fine. You want to maybe like put him on like some sort of like Asperger's spectrum. Okay, I'll take that. that would be an interesting choice to go for. And that does kind of look like what you're going for, maybe. All right. And again, like, you want to slowly build up that frustration. Is he's clearly the smartest person in the room. Is like, no one listens to him, no one likes him. Like, there's only like 1 or 2 people that actually treat him well in like, the entire department. He kind of hates his job. He hates everyone around him because they're fucking incompetent people doing an inferior job, and he knows he could be doing better. Okay, that's basically that is a good build up for a supervillain. Weird, misunderstood, and clearly the smartest person in the room. That's the Riddler for you.
Yep.
But then you basically have like this weird nice guy like behavior. Like, I fucking see him just like, in addition to everything else he's doing, just like speed reading pickup artist forums.
Did you get to the whole storyline with like Chris?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting to the point where like they're trying to make him sympathetic now, where it's like the Miss Kringle is like slowly coming around to him, and like, oh no, but all her boyfriends are just terrible people, and he's the only person that cares about her. And it's just like, yeah, but I live with my fiance and my roommate, and it's like, I'm just sitting there going like, look, even if that were the case, no one would date that guy, because weird and misunderstood, that's fine. You can still be polite and nice and actually not creepy while being weird and misunderstood. Trust me, I hang out with a lot of nerds. I am a nerd. I go to LARP. I go to like anime conventions to LARP. Trust me, there are a lot of weird, socially awkward people there. You can be weird and socially awkward and not be a creeper. I fucking pinky swear that it's possible. You can be weird, socially awkward, and end up with a girl or guy or whatever the fuck you want, because you can be weird and socially awkward and a genuinely nice person that isn't just like leaving live ammunition and cupcakes on someone's desk.
Forgot about that.
But quite frankly, every time he showed up, it showed up in her like
desk
like
area,
in her office. I just like cringed and kept like expecting her to go like, Mr. Nigma, I've filed a report with HR. I'm charging you with sexual harassment.
Yeah, because it's interesting.
Literally nothing, and like there's literally been like no great change in his behavior that would make this appear that he's like turning it around, or he's like learned that maybe he's been a little bit creepy and is trying to like fix this. No, he's just as weird and creepy as he's ever been, and no one would ever like just go like, maybe I have been wrong. Maybe I have been dating the wrong guy. Maybe I should be dating you. No, because you put live ammunition and a cupcake on his desk and have just been lurking around like some kind of creepy little stalker.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And it's funny, like the thing you outlined first does sound like a much more better villain origin story, in the fact that he's just like underappreciated, treated like shit by all of his coworkers, even though he's obviously the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, like even if you want to put in like the romance angle, which you could have done really well. It's just like at first she kind of sees him like everyone else, is like creepy and weird and just socially awkward, and he's just always unfailingly polite around her, like kind of expresses his interest and just takes being shot down really well, because he has like internalized like, okay, I get it, I'm kind of weird and creepy, but at the same time is just warring over the idea that, yeah, but I'm smarter than everyone else in this fucking room. I'm better at my job than everyone else here. If I weren't so fucking weird, I would basically be like the director of this.
I'd be the commissioner.
Yeah, I would, but instead I'm stuck down here because I just do not have the capacity to understand the social bullshit. It's like, and then she kind of like starts coming around because maybe like he tries to rearrange her files, and it's like she freaks out about this, and he apologizes and helps her put it back, and he's like, look, I'm really sorry, but like as they're rearranging it, like she kind of realizes like, oh, maybe he actually has a point, maybe this was a better system than what I had. Like he, as they're like putting everything back, like, oh, this makes way more sense than what I was doing. So they decide to keep it, and she's like, oh, okay, he's really fucking weird, and has no social skills, but he was really just trying to be nice because he likes me, and he doesn't have any friends. It's like, okay, so that's like the first step. It's like, okay, he's a little weird, and then, like the next step forward is like when he's fired, like he comes back and it's like, look, I've been fired. I just wanted to tell you, you're one of the only people that's been nice to me, and I really appreciate it. Here's this pencil I borrowed from you like 6 months ago. And she kind of looks at it and goes, and like kind of realizes, like, again, it's like, I'm probably the only person that's ever been like really nice to him, and he really appreciates it. He's weird, but he's not a bad person. And then you get the line where it's like, okay, well, fine, you owe me another pencil. I'll see you later, And then he does like the thing with the arms because he's like, fuck you, I'm the smartest person in this fucking room. Eat my dick, And then later, it's like it comes up as like she's dating someone else, and like he takes it really well, and basically, like maybe even like gives the guy advice on what she likes and what she doesn't like. It's like, it's like, I'm gonna take her out to like, I don't know, like an Italian restaurant. Like, she's allergic to
seafood or whatever.
She's allergic to tomatoes. Maybe take her out to like, and then like names her favorite Chinese restaurant that she's mentioned before. And like she kind of like comes in at the end of this, and like where this guy is like genuinely giving advice, trying to make sure she's happy. And she's like, wow, he's still a really nice guy. It's like, hey, this guy been hitting you? What the hell? It's like you deserve way better than this. Like no one should be touching you like that. And she's like, is there anything I can do? Do you want me to like call someone? Do you just and like maybe like the next time it happens, like she kind of catches him like doing the whole like, you can't fucking do this. Like I might not be strong enough to stand up to you, but I will report you to like, report you to the police, and then he like punches him in the stomach, and and you kind of basically like little.
Well, he can't be a hero. Like the whole point is that it's supposed to be tragic, so you can have something where.
Oh yeah, no, it is. Well, no, it is supposed to be tragic, but like that's the point. Is like if you want to make him a sympathetic villain, this is like the only person that's nice to him the entire time. And like as he's slowly descending into this like rage quit, because like at that point, like later on he just like murders the shit out of him, and like uses the fact that he's smarter than everyone else in the room to cover this up, because no one can solve a fucking crime without him. And then all of a sudden he's like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like I'm literally the smartest person here. No one could function without me. The fuck am I wasting my life on this? Like the only reason I've been like doing this the entire time is like maybe he's dating her by now. It's like the only thing tying me here is her. She's the only person who's been nice to me. Everyone else is just being an asshole. Fuck this shit. And then that's kind of where he descends into his hubris and his superhero madness, as he like maybe starts like reaching out to some of like the Gotham crime villains. It's like, hey, look, asshole. So how how recently like all of his shit's been happening, and they've basically been catching you red-handed. That's been me. If you want to kick some money my way, I'll cover up for you.
Or just like starts doing riddles, or like covering up crimes or crap like that, and thinking through shit.
Yeah, no, maybe like the riddles come in where like maybe somebody like offers him a certain amount of money, and then like backs out because backs out like, well, fuck you, what are you gonna do about it? And then just like, all right, fine. And then like he like leaves a bunch of riddles around anonymously, and they have to figure it out, and then all of a sudden that leads to like them cracking the case and everything. And the next time like somebody comes to him and it's like, all right, but remember, you fuck up, and I'll basically leave like a paper trail right back to you.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. Like his own revenge, that he like leads these riddles to like people who screw him over. That's a
Yeah,
better...
yeah, and then the further he gets into this, the more he realizes, like, yeah, you know why I've been covering up for everyone? Because they're fucking idiots. Why don't I just do it? I mean, I'm smart enough that I can get away with this. I'll fucking do it. And then he does a couple times, and he realizes it's boring. It's really boring because he can get away with it every fucking time because he's the smartest person in the room. And then just out of boredom, just starts leaving riddles that lead back to himself because he wants to see if anyone can actually catch him.
Yeah, and then he kind of like his neurosis develops from that. That's an infinitely better story arc than what we have in the goddamn thing with little Mr. Nice Guy pickup artist Enigma.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Hopefully, like for my wallet's sake, you won't get up to the point where like they have the almost kiss scene between him and Penguin, and then they like try and develop a gay romance. Yeah, because like Gotham likes to think it's like edgy, progressive television. They throw that in there.
I'm not face palming for the whole like gay relationship. That's fine. I'm face palming because the 30 seconds I've seen them on screen together, they have the least chemistry of anyone on this fucking show. I would accept like a weird fan-slashy version of Jim Gordon and the Penguin before I would accept Edward Nigma and the Penguin.
Well, I don't know if it happens this season, but I think there's like a part where they're like just kind of like Gotham
I feel
roomies.
I feel like Jim Gordon would rage fuck Cobblepot before Edward Nigma and the Penguin would just even like chastely kiss each other on the lips. Because they had like a 30-second bit where they're just like in the same room, where they just kind of run into each other. It's like, I'm weird and awkward. I'm weird and awkward. Let's have a weird and awkward off. I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you too. I'm leaving. Well, alright then, bitch.
Well, later on in like season 4, there's like a part where like Penguin like uses Mr. Freeze. Yes, Mr. Freeze comes in to freeze the Penguin or the Riddler and have him as a centerpiece in his club. Then he gets unfrozen and escapes.
All right.
So now do you see, now you start finally, like, I feel so vindicated that now you're finally, like, starting to see why, like, I'm so weirdly fascinated by, like, we live in a universe where there's, like, an entire CW Arrowverse where, like, Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, and now Black Lightning kind of exist in this, like, kind of, like, adorable, nice, fun, friendly DC Arrowverse. And then we just have Gotham, which is, like, the little emo kid who like, smokes cigarettes off to the side, who's, like, completely separate, and just, like, I don't care. I'm too cool for all of you.
I'm still really just baffled about how much of the Batman's rogue gallery is gonna be, like, in their late 50s by the time Batman puts on the fucking cowl. Like, I just kind of have images of, like, a 25, maybe 30-something Batman beating the shit out of somebody who should probably be thinking about retirement in the next 10 years.
That's
and that just kind of like takes a lot of the mystique out of Batman. When I kind of realize like the Riddler's what, like in his 30s, I would guess, maybe 20s.
Yeah, give or take, like late.
Yeah, and he's gonna be like 50 something. And with the way this series goes, probably have had like multiple like serious stab wounds and stuff.
So here's another question though before we start to wrap this up. What do you think of Bruce Wayne's storyline? Because you initially liked him, or are you getting tired of the like I want Jim Gordon find my parents' killers storyline?
I'm really bored with the will they won't they with Selena Kyle, but I do kind of like I'm bored of the will they ever find Bruce's parents, because the obvious answer is no. they will never find them. That's the entire point of the fucking series. I like that they have moved on to him trying to fix all of the corruption in the Wayne Foundation. And I mean, if it weren't for just Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne palling around like a fucking YA fucking dystopian novel, just like palling around and solving crime.
With a perpetual will they, won't they relationship.
I really liked it when Bruce was just kind of like shut up and brooding in his house and just constantly like just furious over the death of his parents and all of the apparently horrible bullshit that's going on in the background in his company. Like, I just kind of wanted him to show up. Like that scene with him originally there with the directors was like, because if I was an adult, I would be running this board and basically can your fucking asses. Like, that was cool. Mm-hmm. Like, that was fun. I enjoyed that. And like, I honestly, Bruce is at his best when he's just kind of like sitting there brooding and just this mental injury that he has just festering. And that's really where he should kind of stay, like kind of a background character. And every time he shows up, he's a little crazier, a little more furious at all the corruption, and he just kind of like turns this impotent rage at the loss of his parents on everything he can find. Like, I'm gonna like gut my company from the inside out and just rip out everyone who's ever been dealing with the mob. I'm gonna like, I don't know, like finance political figures that I think would be capable of dealing with the corruption in Gotham, and just all like this sense of like bitter, impotent fury over the fact that he can't find his parents' killer, and so just keeps turning on everything he can find.
That would be a really interesting storyline if, like, Bruce, kind of like became like a woke teenager, and he like tried to become a social activist to like change Gotham, but was always like kind of like find all of his attempts like destroyed by whatever the corrupt machinations of the city are, eventually to the point where like there's no other option outside of Batman.
Yeah, like he manages to like rip the guts out of the Wayne Foundation at like age like 14 or so by like going to the media and just like destroying like 15 or 16 people's careers. That would be cool.
But he doesn't like succeed entirely because everything's so
but then
corrupt.
Like tries to like turn on like the rest of the country, like the rest of the city, and just like finance like people he thinks would be better for everyone, and just like try and like go basically on like this this fucking anti-corruption crusade, just like maybe like help found a newspaper or something, and they just kind of like slowly realize that this city is so absolutely fucked up, and that the powers that be, are just so intransigent. I can speak, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But are just so fucking entrenched in there that there's really no getting them out, especially not with the police, especially like maybe he like in part of his dealings maybe like runs across what's going on with Commissioner Loeb and all this other shit, and it's like, well, can't fix everything, tried really hard, guess it's time to start breaking shit.
Yeah, bring out the fists of justice. Roar. And then eventually he like wears a gimp suit and starts becoming proto-Batman like in season 4, because that's how like up to the wall they are in terms of like trying to come up with storylines.
Yeah.
So we've finally reached the endurance part. I'll have to send you out a second PS4 controller. The first one should be arriving soon, and figuring out some other stuff to get you. But yeah, we finally got it. Like now, you in the comments below, how many more episodes of the endurance challenge do we have? Is Zavule gonna make it like to episode 3? Are we gonna get to episode 4? Right. Or is like he's finally gonna reach a 10 where he's just like, I'm done?
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll make this interesting. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna regret this, but I'll make this interesting. All right. The next thing I want, this is gonna take a while because it's gonna be expensive.
Oh God.
I want a box of Rivals of Ixalan.
What the fuck is Rivals of Exelon? Is that like a really expensive board game?
No, it's the fucking latest expansion of Magic the Gathering.
Oh god.
I will even give you a little bonus where I sit here on camera and fucking unwrap all the fucking packs.
I'll look it up and see like how many episodes of Gotham that'll be.
I'm gonna say this is gonna be a while because it's probably gonna be like 20 episodes. I am gonna be in this for the fucking long haul.
No! Because and do you think like once you get that, then you're like, I'm done! I'm done! Fuck you, Gotham!
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll see how fucking furious I am. But here's my fucking promise to you to make this a little more palatable because it's gonna be like $87.
Ugh. Okay.
Here's my promise to make it a little more palatable. If I can't do it, I don't get anything.
The only problem though is you're a gritty person. You're gonna stick it out.
Yeah, I know, but it depends because I've heard you yell shit about Solomon Grundy, so I don't know. We'll see.
All right, I'll look that up. That's gonna be like the ultimate end goal. Can't you make it up to Magic Rivals of Epsilon? What's it called?
Exelon.
All right, I'll look that up after. That's the end goal of this. Although for extra challenge though, I don't want to pay you for this, but I want before we do the next episode, like watch 20 minutes or watch one episode of Netflix Daredevil. Just one episode of Netflix Daredevil.
All right. But yeah, this is gonna be like 17 episodes of me watching this shit. So it's gonna be like 2 weeks of me just pounding this shit back.
I love the do or die challenge. But you know whatchamacallit, just like throw in just like a few minutes of Netflix Daredevil because I want you to see like what this like because like Daredevil is obviously what Gotham wants to be.
Yeah, I assume so.
And like the Netflix like Marvel series aren't perfect; they have their problems too. But like even at their worst, it is still like probably 10 times better than like Gotham at its best.
Jesus Christ, that's pretty bad.
Even when they're like, the 50,000th hallway fight and the 7,000th scene of like two side characters in a bottle scene where they're just like talking for 5 minutes because they always have those scenes where like, oh, I'm injured. Now we're going to spend half the episode where I get stitched up and we're going to have a conversation. But even that is, better acted, better choreographed than most of the crazy shit you see in Gotham. One last thing before we end this. Do you like the scene where they like use nuns to like block a bus?
I actually didn't hate that. That could have been worse. Again, that kind of like feeds back into that like weird cross between Gotham and police procedural with like weird masks on. I feel like that is right now the best part of this series.
Yeah.
And that is saying something. That is like C+ writing.
So, all right, thank you for hanging out with us for this incredible Gotham Endurance Challenge. Damn it, we've been talking about this for an hour. I thought we could like get a One Piece review in there. Well, maybe we can, just like one real quick one. But I gotta go. I got work soon. Zavule, you're enjoying it. You're whatchamacallit. You got one PS4 controller coming to you by tomorrow, and I'll probably ship off the next one soon. So yeah, thank you for hanging out with us. And remember, lobsters and tennis, but don't you grab it.
Lobsters made of light.